Have you ever wondered why only 1% of the people on this planet are actually rich and successful? Why is it that most people live lives of quiet desperation and never amount to much in life? It's because they don't have clarity of focus. They don't know what they want out of life, what they don't want, what they should be spending their time on, and what's important to them and what's not. Warren Buffett and Bill Gates were together once at a dinner party, and someone asked them what they believed was the most important factor behind their success, and both of them gave a single one-word answer, and it was focus. And that's exactly what we're going to get into in this video. So expect to learn why most people fail to achieve 95% of their ambitions. What is clarity of focus and why most people today don't have it? And third, but most importantly, Warren Buffett's simple 3-step framework that he taught to his personal airline pilot that you can use to sharpen your focus. So let's get into it. Now, if you ask the average person on the street if they're clear in what they want, they'll have an answer right on the tip of their tongue. They'll go, sure, I want this and that and the other. But let me explain why they'll never be able to achieve most of everything that comes out of their mouth. Let's take the analogy of first-time business owners. You see, the most common mistake that newbie founders make is that they try to create a product that appeals to everyone. And what they end up with is a product that appeals to no one. For instance, a Rolex watch is not for everyone. It's definitely not for the average Joe. And that's the way they want to keep it, because they understand that their product, the Rolex watch, it is not about the actual watch or the time it tells. It is about status. The only reason why people buy a Rolex is because it is expensive. It is about signaling to the world and more importantly to yourself that you've made it in life. Ask any self-made millionaire why they decided to buy a Rolex, and they'll go straight into a story about how they used to be a nobody. But then they worked their ass off to become somebody, and the watch right there on their wrist, it is a representation, it is a reminder of the journey that it took for them to get to where they're at. And average Joe thinks that he's smart for understanding the fact that a $100 watch shows the exactly same time as a $10,000 Rolex, but he's completely missing the point. And if you ask the self-made millionaire what they want out of life, they'll have just one answer, and that is, I want to grow my business. That's the only thing that they want. It's because they have the clarity to understand that if they could have just this one thing, they could get anything they want. The cars, the watches, the luxury vacations, they're all just perks of having a successful business. And that's the level of clarity that you want in life. Okay, now the question really is, why don't most people have such clarity? And the reason for it is the dark side of the magnificent time that we live in. You see, we have an overabundance of things that are trying to get our attention. Attention! Okay, now that I have yours, you can stand at ease. And you see, attention is the new oil. And everyone from Ryan Kaji, the 3-year-old YouTube millionaire, to the grandma next door who's posting cat videos is out to get yours. Now you've got all these people who are trying to hack your attention. And like it or not, they're selling you on things. It could be actual things like toys that Ryan sells, or these could be goals, dreams, desires, ideas, you name it. Okay, have you ever wondered why back in the day your parents' generation had such small dreams? All they wanted in life was to buy their own house, marry off their daughter to someone with a government job, and retire after working for 40 years at their dead-end job. That's all they ever wanted, because nobody was in their face every 15 seconds telling them to do X, Y, and Z to get A, B, and C in life, and how they'll never be happy if they don't do it. Just like this video is doing to you right now. You have grand visions for the future because TV, movies, and social media, they program these things in your mind as you were growing up, and they still continue to do so every single day. You want to make a few money and be financially free, and you want to travel the world, you want to meditate and have Satori experiences, you want to write a book, you want to start a podcast. Where did these dreams, these goals, these desires, these wishes, where did they come from? Someone sold them to you. Maybe it was in a book you read or a video you watched, maybe a friend, parent, or someone you really respected. They told you that you should want this. You bought into the idea and said to yourself, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and that's what I want in life. And that's great. You should have goals, you should have a burning desire to achieve things in life. More power to you. But the problem is that you did this one too many times. And now, just like the newbie business owner who tries to appeal to everyone but ends up appealing to no one, you're trying to achieve all of these things and end up achieving nothing. Well, if you can relate to this, well, of course you can relate to this. Why would you still be watching if you weren't? What you need in life is clarity of focus. You need laser-like clarity about the things that you want in life and the things that you don't want in life. The key to guaranteed failure in life is trying to have it all and to have it all now. Naval said the universe is rigged in such a way that if you just want one thing and you focus on that, you will get it. But everything else, you gotta let it go. That's the reality of life. If you really want to be successful, you gotta let a lot of things go. For a while at least, and live a few years of your life like most people won't, so that you can spend the rest of your life like most people can't. There's no getting around this. Nobody ever has and nobody ever will. Okay, so now let's get into what you've been waiting for. Warren Buffett's simple 3-step framework to sharpen your clarity of focus. The first time that I did this exercise, it was really a game changer for my focus. You see, the story goes that Warren Buffett's personal airline pilot was once struggling with goal setting and he asked his boss for advice. Buffett then asked the pilot to go through the following 3-step framework to get clarity on what he should focus on. And here's how you can do it at home. The first step is to become aware of what's tugging at your focus. Take a piece of paper or just open Notepad and write down the top 25 things that you want to accomplish in the next 3 to 6 months. Now the next step is to decide what is really important to you. Okay, now look at the list in front of you and circle the 5 most important things that you need to do. As you go through the list, look at each item and ask yourself, why do I want to accomplish this? Is it really that important? Is it worth getting it done at the expense of 5 other items on the list? Would doing this make other tasks on the list either easier or completely irrelevant? These are the kind of questions that you should be thinking as you're going through the list. Once you've circled the top 5, you can move on to the next step, which is consciously letting go of less important tasks. At this point, you should have 2 lists, 5 items in the circled list and 20 items in the uncircled list. And what most people tend to get wrong at this point is that they say 5 items are their primary focus and the other 20 are secondary, which they will work upon whenever they get the free time. And that's what Buffett's pilot said, to which Buffett replied, "No, you've got it all wrong. Everything you didn't circle just became your avoid doing at all costs list. You must not give them any attention until you're done with your top 5. The idea is to protect time, focus and momentum for the top 5 items on the list by saying no to everything else. Now go through the uncircled list and look at each item and mentally say to yourself that you're not going to work on this, that you're not going to worry about it for the next 3 to 6 months until the top 5 are done. Consciously just let it go, put a cross on it to close the open loop in your mind and move on to the next item in the list. So there you have it, that is the exercise, and you can also do this on a 1 year, 5 year, 10 year scale, and then align them together to get clarity on the bigger picture. So I hope you were able to get some clarity from this video. Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about it. Like, share and subscribe if the spirit moves here, and until next time, peace.